So, all right, man. So you came over here. Did you already know you were acquiring the company when you moved here, or did you move here and then search, or what was that process like?
So we came here in 2012, my wife and daughter, who was 7 at the time, to come in. I found Lakewood Ranch by doing a search on places to live near Sarasota.
Yeah.
And when I saw the vision, I'm like, I want to go there and see
That's
it.
what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we came here for 6 weeks, visited some schools, and then decided, you know what? How do we make this happen?
Yeah.
Sold the business a year later, and then we made the move. We found the business. We came over maybe 3 or 4 times
Okay.
to try and find a business, but I wanted something in home services.
Why home services?
Because I just saw the growth in construction. I saw as I mentioned, the vision.
Yeah.
The number of people who were moving here. And I'm a very service-orientated person.
Okay.
It's all about customer service for me. No matter what business you're in.
Yeah.
It's customer service.
Yeah.
Right?
Their experience. That's what's going to drive it.
It's their experience, build that reputation. So that's what we did. We bought a pressure washing handyman company.
Okay.
And acquired that in October 2014.
Okay.
First day on the job, I'm up cleaning roofs with the crew. Yeah. Scared the heights. Boiling hot.
Yeah.
I lived in Scotland. We're not used to this kind of heat. And I thought to myself that night, I thought, what the heck have I done?
The same for me.
What the heck have I done?
Yeah.
But that kind of demonstrated to the team
that
I'm there with them.
I'll dive right in.
You know? And the business has completely changed since then.
Yeah.
As we, developed.
Wait, so Above and Beyond started as is that right?
Yeah, so I acquired an existing business.
Wow.
It was called A&B.
Okay.
For Annabelle and Bob.
Okay.
People who own the company.
Right.
Right. So it was home services.
Got
company.
you. So you turned it into what it is today.
We have developed it. Yeah.
Wow.
We've developed it into what it is today. Yeah.
How did you identify that, the service that you're in? Like, how did you identify that there was a need for that specifically?
So it's been a transition.
Okay.
You look for opportunities, you kind of pivot. The transformation that we got was I made a cold call to a national house builder.
Okay.
Right. And met a couple of the guys over there at Carrollman, and they gave us an opportunity to get a contract to give us recurring business. It was effectively going in and cleaning up communities.
Oh, perfect.
Right?
Okay.
So if you're a homeowner and there's lots of construction going on, you don't want to look at debris and trash and stuff like that. So that was a kind of low level, easy type of service to provide.
Recurring revenue.
Created cash flow. That was the monumental moment.
Yeah.
Because about 2 weeks before that, we had a conversation, my wife and I, about the prospect of leaving to go back to Scotland.
Really? You were thinking about it?
Yeah. It's a bit like you look at that wall and you've got a hammer and a chisel and you're knocking through, right? And you're like, you can't see the other side.
No, yeah.
Right? You can't see the other side. You just don't know how close you are. And that was a breakthrough moment.
Wow.
It gives me goosebumps talking about it.
Yeah, you were so close.
So close, but yet so far in many respects.
Yeah.
And I don't give up very easily.
Yeah.
But these guys believed in me. Our job is to deliver.
Yeah.
And we all need believers, don't we?
We do, yeah. Yeah. I think we all need believers and we all need non-believers.
Sure.
Right? They both can drive you.
Sure, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, to give you that determination to kind of show them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's a good point. Very good point.
Yeah. What you talked about, I'm going to go back to this customer service thing, the customer experience. So talk to me about why that's so important and what you've done at your organization to kind of make sure, because you're not you have a team, right? So it's not just you. And as you know, as an entrepreneur, when you have a team, they're representing your brand, but it's your baby, right? So how do you build a culture and convey to them to have the same belief on customer service that you do?
Hire slow, right? I think really, really important. I moved from Scotland, as you know, didn't really speak the same language in many respects, didn't know anybody. So finding good people when you have a business that you really want to impress on has been the hardest thing.
I bet.
Right?
I bet.
And there is so many good people out there. and we've just worked and worked and worked to find the right kind of people. We hire for attitude, we hire for their core values.
Yeah.
They got to align.
The gala line.
Got to align.
Yeah.
You know, we've made lots of mistakes. We've hired people because we needed people.
Gotta have, yeah. I get
And
it.
that's a tough spot to be in.
Yeah.
But it often comes back to bite you. So
Yeah. Gotta be a culture fit, right?
it's got to be 100%.
Yeah.
Bring attitude.
Hmm.
We can help develop other
Yeah.
skills.
The skill, we can teach the skill.
Yeah.
You don't need to know the skill, but character, attitude, work ethic, those are things that I think are inherent.
Yeah.
Either you have it. Well, I think you can learn work ethic over time. But yeah, the character thing, either you have it or you don't, right? Either you're culture fit or you're not.
100%. And
Yeah.
that's that thing about knowing what's right and what's wrong.
Mm.
Because we all know the difference.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it's how you're brought up, what you're taught,
If you value it.
if you value it,
Right.
and that is the biggest thing for me.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say, when hire slow as well,
Yeah.
when you're in those early talks, right? And you're deciding on somebody you're going to bring on, I like to determine if they're a culture fit first, just by getting to know them.
Yeah.
Like as a personal, right? Like
Yeah.
I don't care what your degree is. I don't care what your skill level is. Like just how's your family? Hey, how's this going on? What do you feel about this or that? And just kind of gauge their character.
Sure.
If they've got the character that's right, great. Now let's talk about
Yeah.
skill.
Yes.
Right? Like do they have experience? Do they have
Yeah.
skill? That's not a deal breaker for me if they don't. Right? I don't have to change bad habits. Right,
100%.
so
No,
it
absolutely.
can be a plus, but
And a
culture
lot of
first.
people haven't had someone in their life to help show them and guide them.
Right.
They might know themselves, but a lot of people just need that mentorship.
Yeah.
Right, and that guidance to
Yeah.
really kind of cement. I mean, we've been very fortunate that we've some really great people.
Yeah.
That we've helped, not just from a working environment, but from a personal
You're both
situation.
both growing together.
Yeah,
Yeah.
100%.
It's the best way.
It really
It's
is
the best way. Everybody that works here similarly,
Yeah,
has goals and dreams, and like, Josh is no different, right? Like, so I feel like it's our job as leaders to kind of steward them along. Maybe that means they're not with us in 5
Yes.
years.
Uh-huh.
That's unfortunate, but
Yeah.
think about, that you were a part as a mentor or steward or whatever. Like you were a part of that growth for them. That's fulfilling. You know what I mean?
100%. There's that thing about training people and showing them, the business and teaching them and everything else. Well, that's all part of it.
Yeah.
They might go on, leave the company.
They're right.
But
Yeah,
you know
they might.
what? What's the alternative? Don't train them, don't coach them, don't show them because you want to keep them.
No,
It doesn't help.
it doesn't help you. It doesn't
No.
help them.
It doesn't help anybody.
And if they know authentically that you have their best interest in mind, right? Like, then they're going to give you the best version of themselves. Like, so not only are they going to grow and get stronger and smarter and more skillful, but they're as dedicated to your business as you are.
100%.
And so many people are so wrapped up with like failing or like publicly failing, right? Like they're so scared to publicly fail. And man, I don't know, I don't know if it was something I was brought up with or whatever, but like, I just do not care about having a failure public or not. Like, I'm going to learn from it.
100%.
You know what I mean? So as long as I'm doing the right thing, like you're saying, pass or fail, I'm doing right. Like I'm good to go, because if I pass, great. If I have some type of failure, and I'm gonna learn from that. It's on now.
And what we learn from.
Right.